All right, welcome to another episode of A Whiskey Kind of Day.
What is going on, wonderful people?
Amiche all the way live in Los Angeles. My good friend Gabriel all the way in a cigar bar in Dallas, Fort Worth, which has just begun to open up next week, or are you guys already open?
No, man, this thing is wide open right now.
Like a stripper on payday, busting wide open. Okay. All right.
Yeah, man, I'm at the wonderful Amiche Cigar Lounge. I'm sorry, the Amiche Cigar Lounge in Dallas, Texas, up on Camp Wisdom Road. We just gonna have a good time today, man. Hey, I'm so glad to see you, brother, man. It's been a crazy couple of days, man. You've been moving. I've been dealing with the banks and payroll protection. You gotta love it.
Yes, I moved. I had a meeting yesterday with a new a radio station I'm going to be on. We actually had our first meeting, so that's going to be. Let me show you who I'm going to be working with.
Who are you going to be working with? Do I need a drum roll or?
I don't need a drum roll. He wrote this book, and if you can see, you see his name there.
Oh, I'm going to say you King? What?
No, not Dr. Martin Luther King, but he wrote this book, and that's who I'm going to be working with very, very, very soon. And I'm excited. This is kind of be the ground up of a big radio network that's going to hit the airwaves all over the country and basically bring a voice to a lot of the culture out in the streets, not just to the African American community, but the Latinos, the white people who are gay, straight, the LGBT community. We're going to be the voice of the streets. So we're starting in LA, and so, hopefully it's going to be worldwide. So this is a new thing. I'm extremely excited to work on with some extremely talented people. So I'm going to be doing a show called Amiche versus everybody.
Man, I'm super excited for you. I've known about it for a couple of weeks now, man. I'm still excited to hear that all of the hard work and everything that's paying off and moving this thing forward. So, listen, I'm drinking my Gentleman's Jack on the rocks. What you drinking over there?
I'm drinking a Jose Cuervo pre-made margarita.
Jesus.
I'm watching my weight, so it's a light margarita. So,
what the? Come on, man. Come on.
I gotta clear my mind up. I'm getting too much alcohol brain fog. I gotta be on the radio in a couple of weeks. So I gotta.
What does that mean? What does that mean? You gotta.
Listen, for the whole pandemic, I've been drinking nothing but Don Julio Blanco. Okay, I can't do that anymore.
You can and you should.
I've killed enough.
Well, nonetheless, listen. You and your girly drink. Toast up to your new venture. And like you said, man, everything about life. We out of this mass restriction. Be cautious about that, everybody.
Although I do feel that your governor in Texas is only opening things up because you were out of power for like 2-3 weeks. I really think this is kind of a carrot that he's putting over your head, opening it up. And listen, my governor here in California is only opening up because they're trying to recall him. And so he's going to be up for ballot in November. So all these governors are playing politics by trying to sit there and say, "Oh, it's open now."
I mean, that's just part of it, man. That's part of it. But listen, let's get to this wonderful show, man. First and foremost, thank you everyone that's chiming in. My boy Darnell Big Husky, he chiming in, man. Please chime in. I would love to see what everybody is drinking right now. This is a happy hour show. Virtually, we gonna hang out, have a good time. Grab your drink of choice, even if it's water, coffee, tea, whatever your drink of choice is. We ain't judging, but come have a good time. Chime in on the conversation, and we're going to talk about some wonderful topics of professional sales with a good friend of mine. And I'm not going to spoil it for him. I'm going to let him come in and do his thing. But we're going to talk about just professional sales. What is professional sales? A lot of people don't understand it. Don, do you have a clear understanding what professional sales is?
No. And I've tried to be a salesperson in my life. And before I get into this, I do want to say, if you guys want to weigh in on the conversation, there's a link in the description. If you have an iPhone or desktop computer with a webcam, you can get in on this. I'll bring you in. I don't think you're going to be able to get in on an Android, but if you have a desktop or an iPhone, you can get in and just follow the instructions. I tried sales, and I don't think sales is for everybody. I think that some people are extremely good at sales because they have a gregarious attitude. They're very optimistic, and they know how to turn no into yes. I don't know how to do that. And when somebody tells me no, I say, okay, I'll see you later. and I just move on. I don't have that skill. Some people are born with as professional salespeople. I just don't have it. I tried, but I just don't have it. I don't have it. I can talk a lot of crap. My job is talking a lot of crap on the radio and being a personality and talking about politics and life and stuff like that and ethics. That's me. But sales, I can't tell you on anything.
Well, man, listen. The thing about sales is it's actually a skill that's taught. No one is really, as you said, born into sales. This is a skill set that's taught. Now there are talents that allow that skill to flourish a lot better in some people. But as a business owner, being in this topic on this show, we talk about entrepreneurship. And one thing that I run into a lot of entrepreneurs don't understand, excuse me, that they are still salesmen of their product line. You still have to sell yourself. You still have to sell your business, and you cannot neglect that aspect of your business.
I can't let the product sell itself. The product, like for me, I mean, I'm somewhat into a sales game. Okay.
Okay.
I do a lot of voiceover work, but one of the things I haven't done is gone and pitched myself to clients. Clients usually find me, and I'm just I'm not good at it. You know what I'm saying? So I've come to the understanding that my product sells itself. Like my voice is dope, and so literally, if you want to buy it, but are you telling me that?
Yeah, no. Here's the thing: is you're saying that your product sells itself, but your product in your industry, you are the product.
I am the product.
So you're the salesperson of yourself.
But I don't know how to sell me. I don't know. I mean, you know.
Apparently, you've been doing a decent job at it because you're still a very successful voiceover talent.
I'm just lucky.
The unspoken question in every sales transaction is, it's why do business with me versus my competitors? Okay. That's really what it is. Why do business with me? And because your voice is dope, because your delivery is dope, your product is solid. Every time you open up on the microphone, you're full of energy, charismatic, and you captivate people without them being able to see you. And that ability alone, you're able to translate that even when you have general conversations. I mean, case in point, on this show, a lot of people wouldn't even know that majority of your career has been off camera because you still have that quality. Now, do you like that quality and presence all the time? Probably not. Right. But that is something that sells you. And so I always have the conversation with entrepreneurs that no matter what your product line is you're still selling something. You're selling quality. You're selling an efficiency, cost efficiency. You're selling trust. You're selling a value product. What are you selling to that customer and that question beyond your product line? And that is one of the biggest things and topics that we're going to talk about today with my good friend Richard Cumby, or Ricky Cumby. Pretty Ricky is what they call him.
Ricky. Pretty Ricky. Wow. Look at him. First of all, he's sharp. I do want to say that. You got all you're missing is a cigar. You know what I'm saying? And look at that. I mean, you are sharp. I like, what is it? You know, Easter ain't for a couple more weeks now. You know that, right?
Wait. Did you mic him, or is he muted? Is somebody muted?
Oh, he is me. On my bad. Go ahead.
There you go.
I'm sorry, Ricky.
Hey man, he didn't want to give you that raw introduction, man. But listen, I thought we had an understanding that you wasn't going to come on here outshining.
This is just what happens when your profile comes in. I always have to be, when you bring certain people into the organization of like Alpha Phi Alpha, you hold a certain creed. You always gotta show up. So I couldn't let you down.
Alpha Phi Alpha is about showing up, ready to go. Is that what what an alpha man is?
I mean, you stay ready.
You stay ready. But we literally had a conversation about him not coming on the show, showing us up, and just being relaxed, and without a doubt, he still came with his full game on. Man, listen, I feel underdressed.
Straight from baseball practice, but just like Just like Prairie View Homecoming or TSU Homecoming when we showed up at the door and won. You know, you can count on me.
So Ricky, you are in professional sales.
Yep.
Why did you pick sales as a career? Did you normally have the gift of gab to when you know? I'm just saying.
Well, it's a funny story. So I started off in management at Southern University, but right when I started taking my core curriculum classes, one of my professors, Dr. Kirk, took me to the side. I graduated from the Southern University, but he took me to the side. He told me about a program that he was just starting called marketing. It was going to be marketing, but with a concentration in professional sales. And so knowing my character, knowing how energetic I was, he was like, you know, I really feel like you have a longer tenure being in sales based off of who you are and how you present yourself. Not only that, but playing baseball, you can use that competitiveness in your day-to-day aspects in life and transition it on into sales. And it sounded nice. And through that degree, he started teaching me about, like, you know, starting off, you might not make a lot. That's going to be 100% commission. It's going to be a grind. But if you're comfortable with, just like how you were in baseball, putting in the work and putting in the hours, after a while, you know, it will pay off. And which, you know, after many years, the goal was to get into medical device sales, which is, you know, when I first came out, I was like, what is the top tier? What is the best of best in being in sales? And one of my mentors told me, you know, medical device sales or IT sales. And so I stood on a long career working out, selling copiers, selling office supplies door to door. But eventually that work paid off. And I was able to get into medical device sales, which I'm at now at Medtronic, which is the largest medical device company in the world.
Wow. I mean, that's wow. I don't know what to say, because I don't think I could go to, and I see these salespeople when I go to my doctor's office, whether it be pharmaceutical sales or whatever. But like, this reminds me of the Will Smith movie. What was that movie where he had that?
The Pursuit of Happiness. That is so funny that you mentioned that, because I've had days like that where I've been carrying this big generator up and down the halls trying to sell it. So, you know, it's crazy because in medical device sales, it's only about 2% or 3% minorities that are in the entire sales force. And so a lot of times when you're going into these fields, you're literally probably like the only black. So that's another thing to be able to, you know, say this, to be able to get into. But, you know, literally I'm in the OR. I'm in, like, right now, I just got a promotion where I'm selling heart valves. So I'm literally in the cath lab while the interventionalists, that's what they call the guys who place the heart valves in the patient, and kind of walking through and kind of telling them some watch out or some concerns he might be kind of blind spots he might not be aware of, and just walking them through the procedures. So I mean, I didn't have to go to medical school or anything like that. You're talking to a guy that failed biology, but that's how to hustle.
That's my next question right there, is that you're selling medical supplies. How are you selling medical supplies to a doctor when you don't necessarily have a medical degree? And I guess this is how great of a salesperson you are, because I would think that you would have to have some type of medical knowledge to do that, right?
Yeah. Well, the training that they put you through, it is almost like a mini medical school. I mean, they break everything down from anatomy to physiology to being able to diagnose, to read, just as much as the surgeon or the implanter would be able to read. And so what you're doing, you're literally kind of the owner's manual, sort of say. And so, yeah, you know, the physician knows pretty much everything of how it works and how, and, you know, how to not kill the patient, but we're there to tell them, okay, this is how this device works, you know, for you. Like, these are your watch out. This is what you shouldn't do. Don't press that button, press this button. You know, push it in and put it 3/4 turn, not a full turn. Full turn, patient dies. You don't want that. So just 3/4 turn. You know, just, you know, you're there as that.
You're in a very interesting situation, because like this
situation.
Listen, I'm not saying this though, but this is very interesting that you didn't go to medical school. You've got this medical training, and here you are advising doctors on how to use a piece of equipment without necessarily the medical knowledge. Like, they must really train you very, very good. Gabe, you went into sales. Why didn't you go into medical sales? Well, I mean, what is that? Why didn't you go over here?
Listen, I got a long drawn out story about my actual medical journey. Doing some time at some medical programs, partnered with LSU and all kind of other stuff. I didn't fail biology, but I realized I am terrible at chemistry, and both of them play hand in hand when you're trying to get into the medical field. But no, done. It's amazing. There's a lot of moving parts in the medical industry, even in surgery, that don't require these lengthy career paths of education. Case in point, I went to the High School of Health Profession, and my junior and senior year, I interned in the hospital in OR, where I assisted in hip replacement, breast augmentations, heart transplants, liver transplants, and it was more so in extensive training, but I wasn't the final decision maker in the room, and so therefore all the responsibility still fell on the surgeon. And to Ricky's point, man, having that physical manual there, a lot of times doctor was like using these equipment, and then it was like, and then the sales rep would be in the room, be like, yeah, don't do that. Use
don't do that. Don't do that. I've been in some hairy situations. Situations where you're just like,
wow. Yeah, I mean, they're the live recommendation of a lot of the equipment that's happening in the OR. So the doctor knows the nuts and bolts. He knows what he wants to do, but he is the voice to say how you maneuver this ship to get to that end result.
So the doctor is fixing the engine, and you're like a socket wrench that helps him get in between a certain part that he can't unscrew. Basically, is what you are. So listen, you want to get in there, you're going to be able to navigate this, you're going to use this dial and all this, and that's how you facilitate the whole situation.
Yeah, and that's the easy part. And a lot of times you have a competitor that's telling you the quite opposite of what you're saying of how clinically your product is superior, and they're telling you why your product is not superior. And so you're also fighting that battle. So it's a lot of moving parts that you are working and maneuvering through, vacillating through the whole experience.
Yeah.
So you said
it's a mind game.
There are haters in the medical sales field?
Man. There's haters in sales.
Oh, and they sharp and they smart. They like 2-3 steps ahead. So they're always trying to work to get you kicked out of the hospital. And so they're watching you. They see like how you said certain things.
They try to get you kicked out of the hospital. That's dog eat dog right there.
Oh, that's when you really hurting the bottom line.
Hey, well, let's back up something, man, because obviously the name of this show is Whiskey Kind of Day. Sir, first and foremost, what are you drinking?
So I got a couple. Oh, so first I got the Willet, little bourbon.
Oh wow.
And then since we're just coming off of Black History Month, I can't leave Uncle Nearest out.
Gotta have that Uncle Nearest. So you just completely.
And it's so crazy. So many people don't know the story or the history of the Uncle Nearest.
They don't, man. They don't.
Where have you been?
What are you drinking? Moonshine over there? Is that what that is? Is it moonshine? I'm drinking a vintage Cuervo. This is a 2021. It's aged for about 3 months in the Target. We'll give you the special silver edition.
There you go. He
is starting to embarrass us on this show with these sipping with his pinky up. I don't know what's going on with you, dog. I don't know what's going on, man.
What is that? A Zima?
No, it's not a Zima. It's a Cuervo. Okay, golly.
Don't get me started, JY. You know
y'all a bunch of haters, man. You guys are a bunch of haters. So,
oh man. Listen. Whiskey Kind of Day, man. We talk about being entrepreneurs and being able to navigate the ups and downs, those crazy days. And I know in sales, there are a lot of days that make you say, "Damn, I need a drink." And my biggest question, man, is can you just being in the sales profession, it's just like being an entrepreneur. Whether you're 1099 or W-2, it doesn't matter. 100%. You're still the captain of that ship on a day-to-day basis. So kind of explain what is it about the sales that makes you very much like an entrepreneur?
Yeah, so one of the things that I always say when people ask like why sales, or I think sales is the closest thing to actually having your own business or being an entrepreneur. You know, with kind of the parachute, because you working for a company as opposed to really being on your own and being an entrepreneur, which, you know, I also am as well as my wife. You know, we have our own dental practice, but
Correct. Yeah.
Sales is like one of those things where literally I have a product, I have a laptop, and I have my people that I need to sell to, right? And I look at my numbers, I figure out, you know, where's my target market, where is upside, where is some low-hanging fruit, and you pretty much run your business by your laptop and anywhere you go, right? And based off of, you know, if I'm having a good month or a good year, I can you know, look at those numbers and see what I'm doing and what I can change up. Okay, you know, maybe I need to, you know, go to Dallas more or wherever, you know, however my territory is spliced up, but figure out where am I missing and what do I need to do to you know, take advantage of those shortfalls. And then that's exactly like being an entrepreneur. Like, you know, as I talk to my wife all the time, and, you know, when it comes to marketing, okay, you know, how did you have that patient come in the door? How did they hear about you? Okay, that's where we need to put the money into, as opposed to just throwing your money to every marketing piece, you know, whatever Joe Schmo down the street is. And so, you know, her actually having a business has helped me out, because I think a lot of times, especially being a dentist, they go to school for 5, 6, 7 years, and 9 times out of 10, those individuals that graduate from dental school, they're going to be business owners, except they don't teach them anything about the business. And so when it comes to, you know, marketing, when it comes to, you know, overhead, when it comes to hiring the right manager, they learn a lot of that stuff on the job. And so a lot of that, you know, I've been able to help and kind of, you know, especially when it comes to marketing, understand like what is our target market? Those are the people we need to focus on. And that's basically sales, you know, finding your target market, finding your niche, and you know, running the numbers.
Do you get to go see your wife's stuff? I mean, like, you walk into her dental office and be like, baby, go ahead and buy this tooth extractor I got on sale this week.
No. So luckily I don't get that deep into it, but sometimes what I'll do is I'll work with the staff and maybe coach them up on sales techniques. You know, like there's different type of people, and understanding how their style is. Like, you know, some people you need to be quick to the point. You know, you have some people that want to have a long, drawn-out conversation. Some people that they need to include their wives. So it's really asking the right questions, figuring out what might be holding them back from going ahead and getting with this treatment plan. And once you find the pain, that's when you know, sort of say, you know, press those pressure buttons to, you know, move the sales process forward.
Right.
So find out what's holding them back, fix that.
Yeah.
And then
So
it's not necessarily no. It's just I haven't found I haven't asked the right question.
And so getting back to what I was saying, when I was saying as an entrepreneur, you still have to be a salesperson. You know, case in point, he was saying his wife in the dental office, her passion is dentistry. But as a business owner, she got to know how to procure more people through those doors. And answering that question, why do business with me? Like he said, it may not be a no. It's never really a no. It's maybe it's a not right now. It's a, well, this is not the right fit. So answering those questions, asking those right questions to understand why you need to answer that question from your perspective of a business owner can help you get past that. And that's why I say every entrepreneur is still a salesperson. They got to know how to sell their product to every single one of those people. And those questions.
It's very interesting about that, because I look at some of the dental offices here that advertise on the radio station I used to work at a lot. They one of their main things was, we cater to cowards. You know, a lot of people when they go to the dentist, they're scared of like extraction, pain, and all, and so they just don't go. And a lot of people have dental block. It's a mental block. A lot of people have dental benefits they don't use, and it's like, yo, you know, that there's awareness of using it before you lose it. Get your teeth clean. You're also kind of helping. What I learned is that the more, as soon as you get them through the door, when it comes to dentistry, you alleviate the concerns, and then you get them to start coming back on a regular basis. So there is a weird form of sales.
It's a process.
It is a process. So it's a very interesting process. I've seen it work out in the dentistry lane to where we're not going to hurt you. Come to the door. Let's get you taken care of. Let's get you on a routine, and let's educate you, and let's make the dental experience a lot better. That's very interesting.
Yes.
And that's what they said when I was saying you gotta be able to sell. What are you selling? That dental office is selling comfort. Come to us because we're going to make this a comfortable experience for you. So that's their niche, that's their market, that's how they're selling to people. That's the product that they're selling beyond the actual dentistry. Yeah. You got to figure that out.
Yeah, you got to figure that out. I love it. I mean, I don't think that I could have picked any other field because it matches my personality. Because I love talking to people. Right. I love it. It literally feels like I'm paid to tell jokes because half the times I'm not really selling. I'm just there just really talking shit and just kind of telling jokes. And if I sell a product, cool. But most of the time I'm just making friends. And a lot of times when you get people to believe in you, it's not necessarily the product, but getting people to believe in you and believe in your success. It really doesn't matter what you're selling. All the products are similar to the same, but when they believe in you and they believe in what that what you bring to the table as a resource, whatever you're selling, they're going to believe in what you sell.
You're extrovert. You got to be an extrovert because people drain me. I get tired of people. Oh my God. Like my whole career has been on the radio next to people, but they can't, I'm so far away. I come to a little speaker in your car and that's as close as I want to get to you, physically.
Yeah. It's funny. So, one of the years I won like a President's Club where we had, they send you out to like Jamaica or somewhere. So everybody who made President's Club is like top 10% or whatever of the company. And my wife, she's like not a morning person. So, we get down there and having breakfast and she gets there and it's literally all of the sales reps that have made President's Club and everybody's just up and talking. And she's like, y'all are all the same. I'm like, yes. She's like, everybody's just wired. Everybody's just talking. It's like 8 a.m. Like, why are they so energetic? And I was like, you see, I'm not the only one. Like this is who we are. Like,
she must be an introvert. I guess that's what it is. She needs time to kind of just.
Oh man,
she's just not a morning person. It takes her that engine just has to start.
Yeah, you guys are all the same. That's hilarious.
But that's the reality of it, man. But I'm gonna go back and again, Ricky say that trust factor. So in this OR, he is that trust factor. So he is selling trust beyond those products. And I'm gonna keep harping on this throughout this entire show simply because entrepreneurs need to get this through their heads, especially dealing with the pandemic. A lot of people fell short solely because they didn't know how to translate their product line to the people that were sitting across a computer or standing a distance away. They couldn't physically touch and feel or be in your business. They didn't know how to translate what they were selling because they didn't realize that they all the time they've been selling. What is it? So, no, man.
I agree with that. I think the biggest challenge for a lot of us in sales is we're so used to being in person. We're so used to feeding off of seeing how our customer is reacting. Are they folding their hands? Are they back in their chair? Are they standing forward? All those nonverbal cues that tell us either to push hard or to pull back. But when you're on video, it's kind of hard to feel that kind of aura or so you say. So it's definitely been challenging, especially giving presentations or really trying to sell because you can't. There's just that personal touch. You just can't beat that when it comes to creating relationships.
Yeah. Wow. Well, Rick, let me ask you this. So what are some of the challenges that you face getting into the swing of sales in this particular career field?
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing is, everyone talks about experience. Everyone talks about, you don't have any OR experience or you don't have any, medical experience. And so they kind of put that back. And so, what I did a little bit different is when I graduated from college, I hooked up with a lot of mentors. One of the organizations, National Sales Network, which is a minority organization which focuses on professional development of sales, and I was able to get with some really good individuals that tracked my career for me. And so every skill that I needed to be successful, I went specifically for those jobs. And so when it came to business to business sales, they told me to go sell copiers. When it came to having technical skills, they told me to go sell dental sales. So every little thing I did. So by the time I was able to interview with Medtronic or interview with these medical device companies, there was nothing that they could say I didn't have other than medical experience, because I was able to prove successfully all the skill sets needed to be successful in that career field. And so it was a plan. It's sometimes, I've seen people work 10, 15 years and never get into the industry. I mean, like I said, it's only 3%. So it's a small number. So I feel blessed that I'm here, but I also feel like, now that I'm here, I need to create opportunities for people behind me, kind of send the elevator down, as you're at the top, so to say.
Wow.
And so that's a lot of stuff that I focus on now with the organization Suits for Sons that I'm a part of, as well as, I'm a part of like the Diversity Council at Medtronic. So just really trying to change. The only way we can really create change is if we get people like us in these positions that, have a seat at the table, that, that are behind those closed doors when those decisions are being made.
Wow. Medtronics is Medtronics the Nike of medical equipment? I mean, or the Airbnb of medical equipment, as I say.
Yeah. It really is. I mean, it's a large medical device, like I said, largest medical device company in the world. We kind of started out in the cardiology, cardiothoracic kind of world with pacemakers and defibrillators. And then from there, we've kind of branched out to a little bit more things like spine and staplers and energy and different things like that. But as far as just globally, as far as the size, we are the branded Nike, so to say, in the industry.
Have they reached out to you, or is there some type of program? Because there is a lot of companies right now are trying to become more diverse, trying to work on bringing more people of color into the business, because they see that they've kind of maybe been asleep at the wheel and not necessarily noticed that they have not extended opportunities to people of color who can do the job. They just don't have the access to the people who are doing the hiring. Yeah. So has Medtronics done a thing about reaching out to you or reaching out to people of color, trying to bring more of them in?
Yes. Yeah. So I will give them their credit. They've done extremely well. They're actually one of the big sponsors of National Sales Network. But other than that, I can tell you, when I first came on, we used to, one of the big managers, vice presidents, when we used to have our sales meetings, he would invite us up to his room, and it would be his hotel room with all the brothers and all the sisters in the hotel room, and we would just sit there and talk about things we were going through in our own region or however, and just talk about, hey, this manager is kind of holding me back or whatever, and from that we was able to grow. And so now we have Medtronic is being a big part of there. A lot of companies are starting these ERGs, which is like Excel groups. And so they have Excel groups for women. They have Excel groups for all these different kind of minorities so they can have their own space. But what we have is our African Descent Network. And what they do is once a year, they fly out all of the, African Americans that are in the part of the organization and people that aren't African American, even some of my white colleagues are able to come. But in this kind of like 2 or 3 days, they do workshops for us. They allow us to get exposure to upper senior management and as well as other different divisions. And so with that, you have a little bit more of control over, hey, I want to go into this division. You can network with that person because now you have that exposure. You have a meeting ground where you can be able to do that. And so I really applaud them for doing that, because that makes a difference, because that's how I was able to,
I can appreciate that, because I do feel some type of way that a lot of these companies, they look out for people of color, but they also tend to kind of lean towards women. And it leaves a lot of our young African-American boys and young men out of the loop, because they want to look towards women and then women of color. And it's like, we the men are out there, like we're hurting too. We need some help too, and so I appreciate
No situation. Check 2 boxes. That's what that is.
It checks 2 boxes.
Right. You're right. But I appreciate the fact of just saying African descent, which basically covers a lot more than sit there and say, I just want a woman or a young black girl or whatever. Because I hate when we start segregating things, because we all need the help at the end of the day. We all need the help. We need the exposure. We need to come up in the education and the access. And you can't really help one group without and leave another one behind. It really doesn't fix the problem.
Absolutely.
And I tell a lot of people that that are looking to get into these different corporate America fields. Right now, they are creating these positions, these diversity talent acquisitions. And so when you're on LinkedIn, you're looking for certain jobs. Those are the people you want to look for with their title, because they're specifically their number one job is to hire diverse talent.
Right.
And so that should be your first kind of call point, is to look for that person on LinkedIn that has that diversity talent acquisition in their title, because that's literally their job, is to find diverse talent.
I think we have a question. I'm gonna see if I can bring this person in. Danetta, are you there? Danetta, okay. So Danetta,
hey Danetta.
Well, let you go. I can't. Like, what is this? This is a wall. What am I doing?
Danetta.
You put a wall up.
But no, man. Shout out. I got a good friend of mine's up in New York named Amber. And that's her diversity and inclusion. She just wrote an amazing book talking about it. And I wish I could think of the book offhand. But that's really kind of one of the major struggles with a lot of companies nowadays. I was even talking to a friend of mine where he was saying that his company was getting ready to be evaluated by EEOC because their lack of diversity. So it's a real thing. And I mean, cheers to Medtronic for taking those steps, leaps and bounds, into bringing more diversity to their talent.
Okay, I think we have a question from Danetta. Danetta, how are you? Are you there? Can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay, you have a question?
Well, I am just trying to find out more about you. I just heard about you tonight from my grandson, and so I'm just trying to find out more about you.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, it's basically, this is a show designed to help entrepreneurs understand the shortfalls of business, and help us all kind of get out of those shortfalls by talking about our experiences and journeys along the way, and just sharing. And hopefully within the sharing of this virtual happy hour, we're able to help each other kind of move beyond those barriers that we kind of stumble upon as entrepreneurs, and continue to fight the journey of entrepreneurship. Because a lot of people stop their businesses because they feel like it's too hard, it's too difficult. They ran into a roadblock and they say, "Whoa, it's me. Maybe the universe is telling me not to do it." But in reality, everybody have these challenges. It's just that we don't have the mentorships or the person in our corner say, "Hey, you still can do this. Everybody fight these battles. You just have to overcome it." And so we're rallying together in this platform to help each other grow and build their businesses and just be stronger together.
I mean, listen, up until this day, I would have never even thought about African Americans in the medical sales industry. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have never even thought that we're like that spread out into these far-reaching industries. And like Ricky, you hit us with so much knowledge and just so much awareness that we're everywhere. That people are everywhere. Does that answer your question, Janetta?
Yes, it does. I just sent a message asking what kind of mentors are you looking for? What special skills must the mentors possess?
For
the mentees, are you saying the mentees? Are you
in general business?
Are you looking to have somebody be mentored? Is that what you're saying, or are you looking to help?
Well, I'm looking to help, possibly.
Okay.
But
well, the platform is real simple. In my journey of dealing with business, I've had a lot of great mentors that were a lot older than me. My brother, in fact, he's a little bit older than me, and just always being around people and taking their advice allowed me to start talking and having conversations with people that have kind of walked the path before me. In doing so, I also learned that business owners that have been in the game a lot longer than me generally don't like to talk about their story, not because they don't want to share their story, but because the people that they've talked to about it in the past didn't appreciate the story for the value that it was, maybe assumed that it was them gloating or talking about their success, or but not understanding that they're just sharing their struggle. And being an entrepreneur doesn't necessarily mean automatically you're some rich entity. And so having that understanding, I felt like there was a need to connect the older generation and the newer generation. And I use that loosely, but I'm saying the older generation in the sense of people that have walked the journey of entrepreneurship in all fields, with those that are starting their business in this time frame, to help them overcome those bumps, those bruises, those pitfalls. I mean, just little stuff like accounting. This gentleman here, who's a professional sales associate with Metatron, understanding that he doesn't have a medical degree, but he is someone that is in the OR, helping making life-changing decisions every single day. And as a professional, if that's your career path, or if that's something that you want to do, that's something that somebody may never have known about until now. And it's just this conversation and any other conversation that may spark the interest or the encouragement or the ability to move forward out of a problem that you may have had in your business, that we want to be able to expose. And absolutely, you and any conversation that you can bring to the table, any knowledge that you can bring to the table as an individual, as a business owner, as a consumer, has its value in this space of this podcast.
I have not owned a business. However, I have been involved in higher education for over 40 years.
Oh, wow.
And have worked with students in many capacities. And I have a very broad background in transferable skills. And so I also am a nurse
right now.
And I have a doctorate in educational administration.
Oh, wow.
And so I would like to think about what I might be able to bring to this if there is someone who's interested. But as I said, this is my first time tuning in, and it's a result of my grandson sending information about this.
Well, I got a value question for you right now. Being a doctor in education, one of the things that I wish I could have had in my earlier years was someone to really sit down and help me take all these aspirations and thoughts in my head and help me focus going into college. From your experience, what is one thing that you can advise teenagers or young adults getting into the business and career fields on how to focus their mindset to get to that next level?
One thing that is very important is to first establish a relationship with the young people so that they trust you enough that they can feel comfortable sharing information about what it is they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And once they are able to share that information, then some questions need to be asked specifically about whatever it is they tell you, because young people can decide from one week to the next if they want to do something different. In all of that, though, there are some skills that they possess that could be, they might decide this week that they're going to, assume this role and they want to be in music. And then next week they might decide they want to go into medicine. But all of that, there is something that is consistent in them that in music they might be able to use, and over here they can use it somewhere else. So it's gaining that trust and then giving them the confidence to feel that they can really accomplish whatever it is they want to. But they must have some basic skills. They must have a background to do whatever it is. And quite often, young people feel that they know an awful lot, that they know much more than. And so we have to get down to, the real deal. So what is it you really know, and are you going to open up your mind so that you can be receptive to information being shared with you?
Wow.
And that's kind of.
Janetta, listen, can you do me a favor? I'm going to pull you off screen. Send me your information, get your email and your phone number, and I'm going to reach out to you so we can have a further in-depth conversation with you, because it sounds like you have a lot of good knowledge that you can
absolutely
bring to the show. Will you do that for me?
I will do that.
Thank you so much, sweetheart.
Thank you so much for joining in.
Thank you so much. All right, so thanks to Danetta for that. Listen. This is what the show is all about, man. This is you get in here, ask questions, and also contribute to it. I'm just so happy that we're getting so much knowledge today, not only from Danetta but also Ricky. Though, like Ricky, I've never. I do want to say you're the Black person I met in medical school.
It's real small.
But you know what? I appreciate that, and I think that that's the great thing about this show is that we're exposing that we are all over the place. And the question I want to ask you is, if somebody's watching this right now and they feel like they're gregarious and they can sell, how do they follow you in? I don't know, medical sales or government sales, or you know what I'm saying? Like what is the path that you did that they can maybe mimic or learn from to get where you're at? You are at the biggest medical supplier in the world, and that's not something small.
No. The biggest thing is to know what you want and to understand your plan and stick to it. I think a lot of times.
What does that mean? Know what you want, though. Like, what does that mean?
So there's so many different things. There's so many different companies, right? There's so many different products. You know, that like anything that when you walk into a hospital, from the time your retina steps foot into a hospital, there are all kind of products. Right. You know, I mean, millions and millions of different products. So you really have to understand, like, you know, what products are you comfortable with being in? You know, there's so many different specialties. There's, you know, gastrointestinal. There's cardiothoracic. There's, you know, bariatric. You know, it's just so wide.
Let's take a step back though. Like, how do I even sit there and say, let's say I just want to, I'm good at sales, but I want to go and sell the most expensive stuff because I want to be there. Like, how do I even know, like, okay, the medical field is the place I want to be because these equipment, they cost a lot of money. The commission is going to be good, and I'm going to be able to provide a nice lifestyle for my family here. Yeah. And like, how do you even ascertain the field? If you can help with that.
Yeah. So I think the biggest thing is to, you know, find mentors, find somebody that's been in the industry, and really do your due diligence and your research. I think a lot of times people they see the glory but don't really understand the story, what it takes to be in this field. A lot of times people are like, oh, you know, y'all hiring? And it's like, whoa, you don't understand like what all I went to get here. It's not just, right. I don't work at your local Piggly Wiggly. You know,
I can't fill out an application. Hook me up.
Like it don't work like this, right? Okay. I mean, you really have to do your due diligence, understanding what are you bringing to the table, what are you missing, and then understand and just kind of get a feel. Because sometimes people are like, I love it, I want to get into it, and all of a sudden they're in the OR, and then they see blood and guts all over the place, and like, I'm not ready for this. You know, I mean, it could be that, right? And so you might still want to be in medical device, but maybe not in the OR. You might want to be in the supply chain where you're just providing like disposable products that they use, you know, but not necessarily in the OR, right? Or, you know, there's so many different avenues that you can be able to get into. So it's you know, what are you comfortable with, and you know, what piques your interest.
Gotcha.
And mentors will be able to do that by asking the right questions and kind of getting the feel. But you do a ride along. One of the things that I did is I did a couple of ride alongs for people that were in the industry, and they allowed me to kind of, you know, kind of like piggy tail a day in the life, sort of say.
Oh, how did you reach out to them? Was this something like a cold call, or this was like, hey, you work for Medtronics, and I, you know, that's where I want to aspire to be. Can you help me? Can I ride? Can I learn from you? Like, or was there an organization that you kind of went through, or?
Yeah. Believe it or not, National Sales Network. So National Sales Network is something that I tell a lot of people, a lot of individuals, that when they first come to me and say, how, where do I start? You know, there's so much value in it, because National Sales Network has so many connections in the medical device industry with the different companies. And so they have that connection, they have that relationship. So when they have these, so they have local chapters, and they also have a national conference that they do once a year. The national conference has probably over 100 different medical device companies that are there hiring, right? But through that, there's people that work there. There's people there that, where, a couple of times when I first started in my career, they're like, hey, you're not there yet, but I see the talent in you. So here's my number. I want to connect with you. I want to, mentor you, to call me. And like, that's how it all started, right? It all starts with that first person that says, hey, I see some talent in you. Like, I see the work ethic in you. Like, not now, but it's in your future. So let's start a relationship. Let me start building, your story, right? So to say. So yeah, National Sales Network. 100%. You can look them online.
I want to ask you a question first and foremost. I know these guys are starting to crank it up. Is it getting too loud on your end? You good?
I mean, we're okay, but I know they're about to start jamming out in a minute. Friday.
Yeah, but no, I want to ask a question that's a little translatable to some of the business owners out here. In the medical industry, you mentioned earlier about how it is one of those industries where there's a lot of competition. How do you deal with introducing a product to somebody that necessarily is not looking for your product, looking to use your product? They have a product just like it, just as good, but as you said earlier, you have to create that opportunity for you to be able to deliver and present what you have to offer.
Yeah. The biggest thing, there's two big things in that. So one thing somebody always told me is make a friend, make a sale. And so if you put just being a friend first and just understanding the person and meeting them where they're at, then you allow that conversation to happen organically, right? When you come there and you're just like, I got this product and I got to sell it and I got to sell it. The customers feel that, right? Customers feel that pressure. But when you just are natural and just say, hey, my name is Richard, just like how you would meet a young lady at the bar, it's just, hey, how you doing? It's nice to meet you. Just starting the conversation. And then from there, you might get into being married 10 years down the road. But it all starts with that, letting you know who I am, that you can trust me, that I'm a resource, I can provide a value to you without bringing my product. Another one, being in sales, I read a lot of books on sales and a lot of things that start in conversation. But not only that, it's telling a story, right? So how your product was made, or why is this product important to the person you're selling to, or important to how this might be relatable to their life. And so being able to tell that story and make it conversational and not transactional. Like, I have 6 widgets. Do you have $7 to buy these 6 widgets? No. Being able to tell the story of how the 6 widgets interacts with your life and how this could be a use for you. And that's asking the right questions to build that storyline.
I was in a meeting yesterday, and I met a guy. I've known a guy for a number of years. His name is Elston Butler. He's a sales manager for a radio station, and he's one of the most amazing salespeople I've met. Not that he's trying to sell you anything, but literally, it's almost like he's not trying to sell you something. He's like just trying to be a friend. In the meeting, he was talking about how we were talking about this sales guy that he brought on to work for him, who years ago he was trying to sell radio advertising to, and he would show up and just ask for a moment of his time, and the guy constantly kept ignoring him. And then one day the guy said he received a package in the mail with a baby shoe, and he was like, "Listen, I'm just trying to get my foot in the door." You know what I'm saying?
Old school. That's old school right there.
Old school.
I like that line right there. I'm about to use that one.
Listen, he said the next thing he did was he sent a clock. He said, I just need a little bit of your time. That's all I need. And really, he knocked the defenses of this guy down to where the guy brought him in, trusted him, and they became friends over years. And the guy ended up leaving his industry and ended up coming to work with Elston. Or it's really a relationship thing. Like it's a relationship thing. The sale is literally the last thing that you have to worry about. They created this bond of friendship that even when the guy left the business that Elston was trying to sell to, the guy called Elston back and was like, "Hey, I'm moving so and so," and he was like, "You should do X, Y, and Z. Let me help you out with that." And he helped the guy who he was trying to sell to become extremely successful in this other industry. the point really was, it was literally what I learned from that thing. It was hilarious with the baby shoe because I was like, that's cute.
That's cute.
It was more so about the relationship.
Hilarious.
And a non-aggressive. I'm here. I'm not trying to bug you. I'm just trying to get in. I'm gonna use humor. I'm a friend. And it's just like, yo, it turned out and it worked very well. And they've been lifelong friends too. And I think that's really the most amazing key that you have to take if you are trying to do sales. Literally, it's about the relationship, not about the sale. Because the moment I trust you, I will spend money with you regardless of what you got, even if I don't need it, because I care about you.
Yeah. You know, some of my longest standing friendships have come from, you know, just being in sales. It's like I said, you make a friend, you make a sale. You know, it's all relationship. You know, selling
that's amazing. I think that answered my next question for you, Ricky, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. Dealing with gatekeepers, because I know with doctors can be prima donnas. They can have what we used to call that God complex. You know, and you just can't never get to them. They got the ever rotating, moving schedule. They always on the go. How do you deal with that fast-paced, constant changing gatekeeper? Just dealing with those elements that you have no control over, yet and still you got to get to your final destination with this sale process.
Yeah, so there's all different types of strategies that you can use. The first thing, which would be the easiest, is to find someone that you can leverage you in, and so that might be someone in their immediate circle that has that relationship that can kind of, you know, tee you up. I mean, that always helps, because now the defenses are a little bit down, as opposed to like, all right, who is this person? It's like, okay, hey, you know, he's my friend. Like, talk to him. You know, find someone in that 6 degrees of separation where you have a commonality that you can be able to, you know, meet at. I mean, but with gatekeepers, I can tell you, like, one of the things that I started out with, first job out of college, was selling office supplies door to door. I mean, and it was 100% commission. When I tell you, they used to drop us off in a zip code in Houston heat. I just got my fresh degree, and I'm doing door to door. So you got a stack of paper here. When's the last time you went to Kinko's to go get some more paper? Because I can just digit to you right now, you know. And they're like, get out, no solicitation. So that really helped me with being able to come in and immediately be funny, immediately have some humor, immediately, you know, find some sort of commonality with somebody, because you really only have a few minutes to be able to say what you have, you know, leave an impression and leave. And that's all you want, right? It's not necessarily might be that first conversation, but it allows you to come back. And that's all you really want, is an opportunity to come back. And if you're able to come back, then you can build upon something, right? And so I might not get you this first call, you might hate me, but at least if I can say something that can make you remember, or you know, make your day a little bit better, or make you think about something a different way, a different perspective, you know, that's it. Well, listen, so that's what I encourage a lot of people to do.
Listen, you know, we've talked a lot about your profession. Can we pivot over to the couple of the organizations that you're working with, the Suits for
Absolutely, man. I would love to hear about that, because I saw you promoting that a couple years back, and not being in the Houston area, I see a lot of movement between you and your brother, and what you guys have been doing down in the Houston area, man, and it's phenomenal. You know, I've always looked up to you, you know, through the frat and just everything you do. I mean, you actually have the dream job that I've always wanted. I wanted to be in medical sales since I couldn't get in the medical school programs that I wanted to. But my life just took a different journey. So I'm a little jealous, but I get over it. But yeah, man, tell us a little bit more about the Suits for Sons, man. I'm very interested in hearing more about that.
Yeah. That's probably one of the biggest things that has just really helped me out. Because, you know, in years, there's so much stuff that goes with politics that, you know, it's been a venting piece, a release, sort of say, you know, to kind of transition all that anger, or transition something that you might not feel right about, that you can push it into something positive. And that's what has been Suits for Sons. So one of my really good friends, Jerry Autry, you know, he was the brains behind everything. But really what it is, it's it's a nonprofit. We're 501c nonprofit, but what we do is we engage with high school students and prepare them for college, and then we have a second tier where we get college prepared for corporate America. And so when you get into corporate America, there's a lot of mistakes that we all made, whether it be, not being prepared for an interview, or how to negotiate salary, or how to go for that next promotion, how to have that conversation. When we talk about diversity. And so in our college program, which is what we really focus on, we take around 10 students. We have a partnership with TSU and Prairie View, as well as U of H. And these students have to interview to be able to get into the program. But it's like a 10-month program. And at the end of the program, they're able to get, their own suit, because we feel it's like when you look good, you feel good, right? And you're prepared. And so we prepare them mentally. So every month there's a workshop where we specifically either talk about diversity, or we talk about interview prep, or presentations. And then at the end of the process, they graduate to get their degree. And I can't tell you, so many of these individuals are still my mentees, and they call the greatest feeling ever is when they call you and say, "Hey, I got the job." Hey, I got the job. I'm so happy. I'm so excited. I'm like, I told you could do it. But it's really preparing them. It's all those missteps that we took. And so it's look at it online, www.suitsforsons.org. We're always looking for mentors to be able to be a part of the organization, be mentees to these young men in their lives. And it's one of the most fulfilling things that you can possibly do.
Can people donate to it, or do you need donations?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. So
absolutely.
Everything's on the website?
Everything's on the website. We're always taking donations because, these suits aren't free and these programs aren't free, but they can all find it there. They can find, how to sign up. We're always looking for mentors. So please, look through it, see, what interests you, how you want to be able to be a process and be a blessing to us.
Okay.
So awesome. I saw on that first page, man, a village. I have a nonprofit called VIP, which means Village Inspiration Project. And I try to tell people all the time, man, it takes a village. It really, truly takes a village. And without us coming together to promote one another and push one another and grow one another, we're going to continue in a cycle of not being as prosperous as we truly can be as a community. So, man, cheers to you guys. Hats off. That's a fantastic program, and much continued success to that. I just want to know, can I get a suit like yours? Can I?
Still fly. Still fly.
Look,
these Giorgio tees.
Hey, man, come on.
I got a feeling you got red bottoms on. I really got a feeling you got some red bottoms on. I just want to say that.
I got on shorts. I just came from baseball practice.
Oh man, that's awesome, man. And you said you and your wife has a dentist office in Houston. Tell us a little bit about that. Tell us where it's at. And I might need some dental work. So can y'all fly me down and get that done?
Hey, come on down. We are.
Can I get a scholarship for that?
Oh, back and forth.
Yeah.
So we are the dental office is Elite Dental Wellness. We've been around for going on. Man, I've been married almost 7 years, so at least 9 years. So
you got it right.
Yeah. Boom. But we're located we're essentially located right down the street from the Galleria. So if you ever been in Houston, you know where the Galleria is at. So you know where the dental office is at. You can look us up online at www.houstondentalwellness.com. But she literally does everything from cosmetic dentistry to braces to veneers, implants. I mean, literally does it all. And it's just, it's a blessing to see us thrive and grow, especially during COVID. One of the things we did Married to Medicine, which was syndicated on Bravo, reality TV, which was crazy. But it was Married to Medicine Houston. And that was like one of the really things that kind of, kicked off the dental office. And, from that, she's been able to do speaking engagements and really being able to give back to the community in more ways than just being an awesome dentist.
So, Don, let me just tell you.
Right?
Yeah, man, God is good, ain't he?
Wow, God is good.
God is good. God
So
is good.
check this out. So there's a show called Married to Medicine, and it's about his wife. Yet he is all over the internet with this personality. And next thing you know, the story is about him.
Wait. You stole your wife's shine. Now you can't steal your wife's shine. Man. Come on, man.
No, I just try to uplift her as much as possible, but she's gonna get these jokes. these jokes gonna come.
What a good man needs is a woman who can open a door so we can walk right through with her. You know what I'm saying? That's what we need.
Right. Absolutely. Well, hey man, before we get out of here, there was a request on the last show about your son, man, and his amazing passion.
There was a request for your son to not you, but your son to pop up here, right? Which was
I don't know. Literally said we should interview your son and not you, and I was like,
right here. Logan, come here. Like, okay.
And I was trying to express like the media around him and all of that good stuff, man. So in grand fashion, I couldn't pass up a request like that.
He's a baseball fanatic.
Did he go viral? Is this the one that went viral that we were talking about?
What's up, Logan? Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's him. It was crazy. Over, I think it was like 20 million views. ESPN.
So what was the video?
So he got a bat for Christmas, a wooden bat. This is something that he was really wanting and been asking for a really long time, and was able to get him that bat for Christmas. And like as he's opening it up, he's like literally wigging out, like it's a wooden bat. Like,
oh wow,
yeah. So it was a real genuine moment, and I think just how the country was at the time with just being down around COVID. It really it spoke to the spirit and the hearts of a lot of people that might not be having the best of Christmases, but it was just heartfelt.
Oh wait, is this? Let me see if I. Oh, I think I found the video. Hold on, let me see if I can play it for a second. Hold on, I think let's see here. Let me see if I can find this because I think I want to say. I want to say I think I've seen this video before. Hold on.
Oh yeah, that's it right there.
Hold on.
Hey, that's passion right there, man. That is
passion.
Nothing.
You can't beat passion.
You cannot beat that. Everybody needs to drink whatever he drunk before he opened that bat.
What was it about the plastic bat? I'm a little perplexed. And like what is
so
this
it's the
hugger? What is this?
So it's a wooden bat. So my son, as he was like just starting to get into baseball, he was like, why are the professionals using wooden bats and not metal bats? And I was like, well, because it's the wooden bats are a little bit harder. So if you want to get to the big leagues, you got to swing a wooden bat because they're heavier and the sweet spot is smaller. You got to be really, really good to swing with it. So he's like, well, of course, I need a wooden bat, right? Duh. So he's really passionate about.
I'm just missing the wooden bat.
Yeah. So
if I want to be the sound like he got his dad in him. If I want to be the best, I need a wooden bat.
Obviously, I need a wooden bat. Dad.
Wow. I love it.
So awesome.
Wow.
So awesome.
All right, so suitsforsons.com and then the website for the dentistry. I need to get my veneers in so I can come by and see you for that discount.
Absolutely. Come on by.
EliteDentalWellness.com is where you need to go on that. And, stay out of your wife's shine. Let her shine.
I try. I give her all the glory.
Hey, man, smart man.
Smart man. That's it. Ricky, thank you so much for joining us. Where can they follow you online? Uncle_Poochie is where they can find you.
Uncle_Poochie. Don't ask me about the name. I'm just an old man.
I was literally going to ask you about the name. That's literally one of them.
It kind of came around when Instagram first started. I didn't really want anybody to find me, so I said, "What's the most random name I can find?" And then after a while, Instagram blew up, and it's just like, well, I guess I can't. I gotta stay with it.
If you need a defibrillator,
And people started calling me Uncle Poochie, and I'm like,
you need a heart
okay.
valve. Uncle_Poochie for the heart valves. We got you on the
That's
low.
me. Check me out.
All right,
man.
Ricky.
So
Thank
awesome,
you
Ricky, man.
us. Logan, thank you for the great
man. Sales professionalism at its best in the most high volume control setting where sales professionals thrive and become superstars, man. So cheers to you on so much success in that field and continued success, brother. I'm proud of you.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for having me, brother.
You guys have a great weekend, all right, bye. Wow, that was an amazing conversation. Ricky is, Ricky's dope. I would have never known about African Americans, people of color, being in the medical industry, and this is, I think, one of the great things about this show is that we constantly are showing the diversity of people of color and what they're doing business wise, what they go through, and how they got to where they got. And so, I appreciate Ricky's his tenacity to sit there and say, you know what, I want to go to the top. And he sat there and found out, got the mentors, did what he needs to do. And then it seems like that it's in his DNA because his son is kind of exhibiting the same type of behavior of like, I want to be the best. So I want the win bet.
Absolutely, man. And it goes back to a quote that I heard a long time, not even a long time, a few weeks ago, where someone said, structure your plan, get your plan together, and then work your plan to the end. And I think that's a lot of the challenges that we have when it comes to business and business owners, entrepreneurs. We put a plan together, but we don't work the plan. Yeah. We get scrimmaged halfway through the plan and we stop working the plan, or we give up on the plan. And that's one of the things, man, that the true testament to him is he had a plan, he put a plan together, and he absolutely worked that plan to the very end till he got exactly where he was going, man. Yeah. So cheers to him, man. And like you said, great conversation, man.
Denise Stanford wanted to ask a question. She asked this question. No, I'm sorry. Keith wanted to ask a question. Don, did you get the bees out of your bathroom? I don't know if you saw last week. I had some lemongrass aroma going on in my bathroom, trying to make it feel like a spa, and a swarm of bees came through a crack in one of the windows. And there was literally about 3,000 bees in my bathroom. And this presented two problems. I had to use the bathroom, and I didn't know how to get the bees out. So
you mean to tell me that you would try to make your bathroom sexy for your visitors?
Well, have you been to a spa and you walk through? They got the music playing, and you smell the lemongrass and the lavender. And I was like, I want my home to be like that when I come home. And so, I bought one of these little diffusers, and I was like, putting the spray out and everything. And I walked into the bathroom, and I just heard this noise. And I'm like, why does it sound like bees are in my bathroom? I looked in the corner, and there was a swarm of bees in the corner of my bathroom. And so
you can't write this.
Huh?
You can't write this. That is amazing, man.
No, it wasn't amazing, because how do you ask 1,000 bees to leave your bathroom politely? You know what I'm saying? And so
for you.
I kicked as many as I could out, and let's just say I murdered a lot of them. So
wow.
I tried my hardest to get them out.
Great show, man. Again, one of those moments where, as entrepreneurs, man, we just want to empower everyone to push forward, push through, achieve your goals and your dreams, man. The only way you can do it is set a plan, set a goal, and work that plan until you get to that goal. Beautiful stuff, man. I absolutely enjoyed this talk. Again, I myself consider myself to be a professional salesperson. I didn't have the lineage or the educational background, but I have a very lengthy resume of sales position, and I've been successful through it. And a lot of what he said, man, he's absolutely spot on with it. You really have to have the tenacity and the ability to navigate and really focus on achieving those goals on a daily basis. And so, good stuff, man. Good stuff all the way around, man. They about to crank it up here, so done. Close it out, man, and I'm gonna turn my mic off so it doesn't get loud on you.
Well, listen, we're gonna hang out here. I just want to say have a great weekend. Thank you guys for everybody for joining us. Gabe, one more time, as always, we gotta promote the FUBU store in Dallas, which will be opening up very, very soon. As the state of Texas will be lifting its mask mandate. And
we already know.
Yo, you already know what I'm saying. So 1,000 people can now come into your shop now without limited capacity. Where's the address where you can check out the Fubu Mobile store?
People coming to my store tomorrow. It's 2500 East Pioneer Parkway, Arlington, Texas, just 2 miles shy south of the Cowboy Stadium. And man, we would love to have you guys come out and give you amazing, great service, cell phone services, products, and just treat you like the individual that you deserve to be treated. Positive, wonderful people that need great quality cell phone services too. So,
all right. Check out that store, and then we'll catch you on the next episode of A Whiskey Kind of Day. Have a great weekend, Gabe. I'll holler at you later. All right.
Yes, sir.